National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Bears, and it comes your way next.
So much NFL history has come from within the walls of Soldier Field here in Chicago, and we're happy to return to it once again in its final chapters as an NFL stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard, and we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And here we go from Chicago. Tyler Scott now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick, and you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you can put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair, an eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
Here's Swift on second down. He'll cobble together a yard there. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Williams to throw on 3rd. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
On 4th down, it's Torrey Taylor on for the Bears to punt this away. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. So here are the Steelers now, taking over for the first time. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. One of the tight ends in motion left. This is Harris on 2nd down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Taking the handoff, now Wilson. Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Russ off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Trying again following the sack. He's on the move. Stepping up, and he's going to run. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Throwing on third and long. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Going right side, Harris with it. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Second down here, another give to Harris. And he's able to get this down to the 13. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Wilson now, 1st and 10. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. Well, no look on his first look of the game, so it'll be 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Flushed out of the pocket. On him quick, and they bring him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
The Bears into the nickel for 3rd down. Russ now from the gun. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Dicker connects there. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Now Boswell on to send this away. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Back out comes the Chicago offense for their second drive. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Off the play fake, Williams. That's caught, Keenan Allen. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, here's Swift. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Staying grounded with Swift. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
3rd down, here's Williams. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Cordero Patterson now to return. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their second drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First down, here's Russ. Throwing the out route complete. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Wilson now from the gun. Snared by his running back, it's Najee Harris. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Play action, it's Wilson. Completed to his running back. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Harris gets it on the counter. And that's good for a gain of 5. Jalen Johnson with the stop. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now here's Russ. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. From the gun, it's Wilson. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bears territory.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Now Wilson on the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. But not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Now running for the first time with Jalen Warren. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. 3 yards on the carry, and now they face 4th down.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. The Bears offense now heads back out to the field. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. It's taken in by Rome Odunze. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They run the counter with Swift. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Going run again with Swift. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They've got first down from the 31. Here's Williams. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Williams on the play action. They left him wide open. It's complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and goal, Swift. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Out of the pistol, Williams. No one open, so he chucks this to another county.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, third and goal. Out of the gun, here's Williams. And he has the Chicago touchdown. The Bears break the tie here in the first. It's a Roma Dudes, a touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears break that tie and now lead by 7. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Patterson now to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Steelers offense headed out. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Every offense in the league today, they want a couple of guys on the roster capable of doing this. Players who can line up a receiver, running back, and make plays from both spots. It's where the NFL's been heading for years, and what a great example on that play.
Williams with a quick pass out wide. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That was Montez Sweat who took him down. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. They'll run here following the penalty. And he found some running room for a nice gain. He gets him 7 yards, and that brings an end to our first quarter. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They'll begin the quarter with 2nd and 8. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Throw secured by George Pickens. And he's out of bounds after reaching the 40. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On 1st down, it's Wilson. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock, but now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make him bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Just 1 yard. Could have used considerably more. That's going to bring up 3rd and very long. Russ looking to throw. He's got Harris.
Whether they meant to go to him or it was an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a first down. That look, well, this crew defensively was prepared for and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
The Steelers set to punt it. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And his job's done, and it is a job well done. That punt fights deep into enemy territory, out of bounds at the 7. The Bears about set for their next possession. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. 1st down, Williams. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Steelers will return this well into the red zone before he's brought down. Well, it's a position you expect interceptions from, Brock, but not a lot of them come easier than that for a cornerback. His teammate makes the hit as the QB tries to throw it, and it really affected how that one came out.
Yeah, that corner's going to get that pick under his stat column individually, but that was a collective effort. It was all about the pass rush. And those great corners, they know it. They know it takes everybody. The guys up front doing their job, and when the ball falls harmlessly in his hands like that, well, he does his job to finish with the INT.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A give left side. Here's Harris. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Wilson now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards of it into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers parlay the interception into points. Mike Williams, the touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Chris Boswell for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers tie things 10-10. Now Boswell on to send this away. Scott now to return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Chicago getting set to take the field now. And this drive, Brock, hopefully longer than that last one. They were only out there one play before they were picked off.
Yeah, kind of a good chance right now to see how risk-averse these guys are offensively. A lot of game left. They could give the passing game a little breather and start this one on the ground. This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long. Williams from the gun. Chased out to his right. He's running for it. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's a Chicago first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Williams to throw on first. He puts some power on a deep one left. Brought in inside the 20. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears take a second quarter lead. DJ Moore, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Extra point is good by Santos. And the Bears break that tie and now lead by 7. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Patterson now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Steelers and Mike Williams getting set for another go on offense. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start with a give to Harris. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
2nd and 6 now. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Tremaine Edmonds has it. And the Bears have it down near the opposing 40 after the return is stopped.
The best defenses, you can go look at it through the decades, are built from the inside out. And that's not just stopping the run on the inside out. That's playing your coverage from the inside out. That time, beautiful job by the defense of taking away the middle of the field, getting that interception, and setting their offense up for success.
The Bears and DJ Moore back in possession here. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
2nd and 10 now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And that's good for a Bears first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
A give right side for Swift. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. They kick the running back in motion. Throwing now, 3rd and 2. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Trust. Kate, it is such a big part of playing the quarterback position. Yeah, you got to trust you can make the right reads in the passing game, but sometimes these little runs that just get that first down, it gains further equity, further trust with your play caller, and most importantly, gives you a first down for the offense.
Working from the gun, Williams. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms, but it slips through. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. It's a design boot. And he has the Chicago touchdown! The Bears pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. DJ Moore, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Santos now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears double their lead to 14. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Patterson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Taking the handoff, now Wilson. It's caught right side by Freiermuth. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage, he gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Now an inside handoff to Harris. And they don't allow a lane to form. Defense taking care of that play near the line. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Wilson on 3rd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it's going to be Bears football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Metton stopped by Alex Highsmith. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Williams will look to throw. That one's incomplete over the middle.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. To throw is Williams. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
4th down punt upcoming. Here's Torrey Taylor to put his leg into it. Got 49 on his first punt. This one looks even longer. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. No return on that punt. And the Steelers will take over possession. 1st down, here's Russ. Austin's there to haul it in. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 34. Finds his back, Jalen Warren. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That's good for 7 yards. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Kate, I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers. It's awesome with tight ends. But when you get that influence from your running backs, man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Catch made by Austin. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Running behind center with Harris. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Jervon Dexter escorted him to the ground. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Oh, Kate. Can I be honest with you? I'm just starting to feel bad for this quarterback and his family because he is just taking a beating before our eyes.
The Bears into the nickel for 3rd down. Russ now from the gun. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Cameron Johnston on to punt. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Chicago's offense trotting out there for another series. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Pinned off running right. Here's Swift. And the pursuit gets there to escort him out at the line of scrimmage. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Bails out of the pocket quick. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Williams to throw on 3rd. Dump off caught by his back.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Torrey Taylor getting set to punt it once again. Calvin Austin on the return for the Steelers. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. The Steelers and Najee Harris making their return to the field. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. Wilson now, 1st and 10. Throw complete to Warren. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Wilson on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. A run here with Harris. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the 1st down. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Soldier Field. The Steelers looking for a score before halftime. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Got Williams, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3. That throw finds Pickens. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Wilson to throw again. He lofts it deep, right sideline. That's much too high and out of the end zone, incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. He's on the move. He's running with it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. The Steelers calling their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Rush coming for Wilson. This ball's caught by Pickens. And this one doesn't go far. The Bears decide to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. This a 39-yarder. Dicker connects there. And that'll get him back to 11.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Now Boswell on to send this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. The Bears going back on offense just before halftime. And it looks likely they'll carry a 2-score advantage into that locker room. They've got blackjack on the clock, not a ton of time to use before halftime. First down, Williams. This pass caught by Allen. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. So at halftime, it's the Bears out in front in Chicago. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. In the first half, it was the man from USC, Caleb Williams, who put on a solid performance. He threw a first-quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half. And he may just be getting started.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Patterson now to return it. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And a great return has the offense just a touch shy of midfield as they start this drive. Out comes Pittsburgh. Its offense has it to begin the third quarter. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
2nd and 10 now. Caught by Freiermuth. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Russ setting to throw. He's got Harris. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First down, ball at the 36. Wilson now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Running left is Harris. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's a Steelers first down.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
First down throw from Wilson. That's caught in stride by Freiermuth. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. A handoff for Harris, running right. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Najee Harris, the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
So after thinking it over, they're lining up for 2. Wilson's throwing for it. That one falls incomplete, though we do have a flag that we've got to check out first. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. He's throwing for it! Escapes out to... And he goes down, the pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead.
You spend all week on 2-point plays, trying to get to your best options, but ultimately sometimes the execution of that pass, it doesn't work.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Bears and Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's Swift to start the drive. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Working from the gun, Williams. That's complete, Cole Kmet. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
On 3rd down, here's Swift. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Williams from the gun. On the move, headed. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You could put that sack right into the coverage sack category. You can see the quarterback, he's scanning, right? He's going through his progressions. 1, 2, 3, nobody's open. And then bam, sack lunch.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Completed here to Kmet. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Extra man in the secondary for the Steelers. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, here's Williams. That's caught for the 1st. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Running with Swift out of the gun. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Here's Swift on 2nd down. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Swift finds the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears push their lead further to start the half. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this two-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Santos now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears push the lead up to 12. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Patterson now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A carry by Harris here to start the drive. He's going to snag a couple of yards, charging up the gut. Tyreek Stevenson getting up to track that one down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They send a tight end in motion. This is Harris on 2nd down. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
It's taken in by Williams. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. The Bears are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Toss play, Swift. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. They'll get that yard back, but no more. It's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
3rd down. Here's Williams. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Now here's Williams. He's got him, that's Swift. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 36. Kmet brings it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Running behind center with Swift. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Buys time, rolling right. He takes it himself. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Swift gets it on the option. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, Williams. Allen on the catch. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Williams to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
From the red zone now. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
2nd and goal, backed all the way up to the 14 here. On the carry, it's Swift. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
Has his man, it's Swift. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Carney's kick is good. And go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Steelers returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. First down, here's Russ. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. They strike for 23 yards. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Harris gets it on the counter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 46. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he's got a chunk of yards as we've reached the end of 3. It's a pickup of 7 yards, and it takes us to the end of our third quarter. So we hit the end of the third quarter. It's Steelers football. A nice help for them as they trail entering the quarter. Second and 3 now. Russ looking to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Steelers first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Caught by Freiermuth. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Now a point after to bring it back within 1 score. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Return coming from the 6. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. First down, here's Swift. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Staying grounded with Swift. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First down, and they go right back to him. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Changing things up, they're going to throw now. That throw finds Komet. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Third and just 2 to go. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
Find me an offense that won't take that type of result every snap. Good execution, a quality gain, and it moved the sticks.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Going to run again with Swift. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
They'll run now with Swift. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. Moving in the right direction, 5 yards there, but still got a 3rd and 9 coming up.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Chicago brings out the punting unit. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They'll start with a give to Harris. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 29. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, it's hard to come by in this league.
And the Bears bring in an extra defensive back for this third down. Wilson now from the gun. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. And that carry only nets one on the plunge up the gut. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, a give to Swift. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Call it 1 yard there, so consecutive 1-yard runs brings up 3rd and 8. Williams from the gun. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. On the ground with Swift. Oh, what a stiff arm. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
From the 26 on 2nd down. Got Everett, and it's complete. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when you're playing at game speed, when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest targets, his big old tight end, couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Now a give to Swift. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. Only 1 yard that time, partner, so this is going to bring up 4th down and 5. Important moment as they turn to Cairo Santos. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards. Carney's kick is good. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Fielded at the 7. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Russ now from the gun. The throw left side finds Freiermuth. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 32. Taken in by Harris. And he's short of the 1st after a mile gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run it with Harris. Cuts it to the right sideline. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Now here's Russ. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Here's 2nd and 2. Catch made by Austin. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. 1st down from the red zone. Can't get it to him, incomplete.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Russ is cooking again. Freiermuth there to bring it in. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Sticking in the air with Wilson. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers now within 1 score in the 4th. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now, to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
All right, here we go, everybody. Big play for the Steelers as they go for 2. Wilson to throw again. And he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Okay, Brock, dialing up another 2-point call, and you remember when your friends didn't have a voicemail and it would just ring and ring and ring?
Yes.
It's still ringing. Fall short again of reaching that end zone.
Yeah, this defense is not doing very good between the 20s or even in the red zone, but they do find a way to rise up. This is always my challenge with being super aggressive, is why give that defense something to feel good about coming off the field after you put 6 on the board?
This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And his effectiveness hasn't been limited to what he can do with his arm this season. On that last drive, he reached a significant mark for his efforts on the ground as well. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Bears leading by 5. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Running behind center with Swift. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. He'll look to throw it. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. Decent gain here, but short of the first. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. So out now comes the punter. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The visitors back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. Here he is to throw. Escapes the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a first down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
Setting up to pass. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Back to throw. Dumped off to his running back. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage.
This is one of those plays, Kate, I could just hear defensive buzzwords. Pursue, effort, run him down. Just a total effort defensively to knock that running back right out of bounds and put a negative yardage mark on the stat sheet.
Looking to throw it. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Desperation time here on 4th. Finds him over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. And they do not get a desperately needed first down. He doesn't make it, and they still trail after the turnover on downs.
You go for it on fourth down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
The home teams and receiver Keenan Allen making their way back out. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. So the Bears come away with the win. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.
So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears winners as we say so long from Chicago.